parents, and welcome to another video of our Rapid Tips series where we try to give you some interesting and helpful tips to help you on your journey as parents. My name is Victoria and I'm here with Rapani Foundation, and today we're going to talk about temper tantrums. So first, let's start off with the basic question: what are temper tantrums? If you've ever been around a toddler, you've most likely seen a tantrum occur. You see their face swell up and get red with frustration, their arms are swinging around, they shout, they cry, they scream, and they wail. So what's this reaction kids have so often? By book definition, a temper tantrum is an emotional outburst in response to an urgent need that isn't met. They're a form of nonverbal communication to express frustration. You see, every child's brain develops from the bottom up. The bottom of the brain is known as the brainstem, or the survival brain. This is the part of the brain that is in survival state. It's the part that regulates the heart rate, breathing, and blood pressure, and lastly, it's where our fight, flight, and freeze response is activated. When these tantrums occur, children can't usually communicate how they feel, so they're stuck in the survival mode based on their instincts. They scream and wail because they don't know how to express their feelings any other way. As parents, you should help your children use the higher parts of their brain to make those kinds of emotional connections. We help them get to their emotional and thinking brain, where their emotions and logical reasoning are. Let's backtrack. So why do temper tantrums happen? Like I mentioned, it's mainly because of an urgent need that isn't being met. Maybe they're tired, hungry, bored, or frustrated, and if you have a child that's older than 3 years of age, they may be having temper tantrums for different reasons. A big one could be because the child has gotten their way in the past when having a tantrum, and so they use these tantrums as a strategy to get the same result over and over again. And this is a result of inappropriate discipline that's too passive or too permissive. And we always hear about parents being too harsh with their children, but not enough discipline also has its consequences. Other reasons can be that they're fatigued, they've experienced too much stress in their lives, they have an inconsistent routine, divorce, childcare, or a death of a family member, or even depression. So now time for the real question. When these tantrums occur, how do we respond? The first thing I want to mention that you need to recognize is that there's no right way to do it. Different strategies are appropriate for different kids. So now that we've established that tantrums are a form of nonverbal communication, we can analyze what message your child is trying to get across. This could be one of two things. Either it's developmental, so your child is thinking, I'm overwhelmed and I can't handle this, or it's taught behavior. So your child is thinking, I'm trying a strategy that seemed to work last time, so I wonder if it's going to work again. One way we can respond to this is by following 4 easy steps. The first step is to calm yourself. Take a deep breath and remember that sometimes simply calming yourself and giving out a peaceful energy will comfort your child enough to calm down themselves. The second step is to offer empathy. This means that you make it known that you understand why your child is frustrated and it's okay for them to feel their feelings out. You can do this by saying things like, I see that you've balled up your fists and that you're crying. I can tell that you're very upset right now and you didn't get the toy you wanted, and I understand. Next, you can either leave the child alone to process their thoughts and emotions on their own, or if you feel it right, you can choose to pick up the child and say, breathe, you're safe, you can handle this, I've got you. This notifies your child of not only your physical presence, but your emotional accessibility as well, and you're validating their feelings and letting them know that you're there to comfort them. The last step is to have the child complete the task that triggered them in the first place. If the task was for them to wear green pants today, but they gave you a hard time because they wanted to wear the blue ones, simply calm them down, and after the tantrum, give them the option that doesn't grant them what they initially wanted. For example, you would say something like, would you like for me to help you put on the pants, or do you think you can do it yourself? Or something along the lines of, should we put on the green pants on the floor or on the bed? Doing this allows the child to feel like they're somehow still in control of their situation and what they're doing, but still doesn't grant them what they initially desired. This is only one solution, and there's no right way to do it. But as long as you try your best and make sure that you can help your child learn the best way they can, all is well. Remember that fighting anger and frustration with more anger and frustration can only make the situation a lot harder to control and doesn't help it at all. So try to help your kids as much as possible. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.